One of the challenges that we deal with all the time in retirement homes, long-term care, and even in hospital settings is the dining rooms.
Yes.
How do we make everybody inclusive, whether you're in a wheelchair, walker to a chair, or you're just want to sit in a chair? And I think you guys have done a great job.
Well, thank you. And you are right. It is one of the largest challenges that face, especially long-term care. Global, many years ago, was working very closely with a client. And at that time, the client had been purchasing tables with the center pivot point, and they were height adjustable. And the problem with that is that these height adjustable tables get adjusted up, and everybody's all so excited, oh, we're getting height adjustable tables, isn't that great? And everybody gets excited. And within 3 months, are you gonna adjust it? No, my back hurts. You do it. No, I got a sore back. Before you know it, the tables are left at one height. They're not actually adjusted. They have to bend down, they have to reach under, and guess what? They don't want to do it every day, they being the caregivers or the housekeeping staff, because remember, they have challenges, and they have bad backs, and they have shoulder injuries, neck injuries. All these things can prevent the products from being adjusted the way they're meant to be adjusted. If a person is in a wheelchair and has a leg extension, they're interfering with the center pivot point, so then they have to turn sideways to put their leg out, and now they're hitting the person sitting in the chair, and then you have arguments and fights break out. So we were asked if we could do something better in terms of a solution. And the other thing that was explained to me, which is to me the most critical part of the entire story, is that this kind of experience tends to be higher ratio in long-term care. And when you're going into long-term care, your daughter hasn't phoned up and said, hey, mom's going to be ready in 5 years. We want the corner apartment overlooking the pool. Have the room ready, please. Doesn't work that way. It's because we get to a point where we start to fail and we can't be cared for anymore in our home. So you are looking for a place for your mom, your dad to go, and you start visiting. And the caregiver will, the facility will plan for you to visit them before lunch or dinner, usually. And as you're working out the arrangements, somebody comes rapping at the door and says, hey, Howard, we're going to ask your mom to go with us to meet some of the people that have something to eat, meet the people she's going to be living with. Is that okay? And you convince her to go. She says no, but you get her there. And if you go back to your family home today to have dinner, where do you sit? Same seat. Same as you did as a kid, right?
Yeah.
So when your mom goes to dinner tomorrow, where is she going to breakfast? Where's she going to go?
Same seat.
So whether she likes Martha, Joe, or Sue or not, they're her new family. So I was asked if we could build a table that will allow that to happen. Because with the height adjustable tables, what happens is the whole table has to be raised, but not everybody's in a wheelchair. So they put the table over in the corner and they say, sorry, Molly, you gotta go sit over there where the wheelchairs can fit. And now Molly has to adjust to a new family. And we're trying to avoid that. We want the stay to be as neutral as possible once they've adjusted and calmed down to being there. So we created this. It's called a fixed tablet, and it is attached to the side of the table. Tables are pre-drilled with metal inserts. These are held in place by thumb screws. And basically it goes on the table until the person is moved or passes away. And a lot of the homes have bookcases, and they put this on the bookcase in the kitchen, and when the person needs it, it goes on, and it really stays on until they move or pass away. So it has become a really good solution. And the person in the wheelchair now has a surface area over their lap, and they can stay. And if they have a leg extension, they're not interfering with you. So this has been a really good solution. We have a table that will accept up to 4 of them, 1 on each side. And About 10 years after this was introduced, we were contacted by a hospital who had been using this solution in rehab and advised that this was not working as well anymore, so alarm. And I drove down to see them, and what we discovered is that wheelchairs have become ergonomic. So in order to accommodate the various sizes of wheelchairs, we went back to work and we have created another solution. So this is the problem with wheelchairs. They move up to the table and then everything goes on the person's lap. They can't get comfortable at the table. So we've created this, which is a height adjustable tablet. It's a handle here that gets squeezed. It can be squeezed by the patient, or it could be used by the resident or the caregiver.
Very easy to use.
Very easy to
It
use.
looks like a hydraulic type mechanism.
Similar to what you have in seating products, it's a gas cylinder. And to get it to go down, so you can see it could fit the various heights of wheelchairs. But what's really cool is that it also goes lower. I've been to so many homes where the person is tiny in a small area, a small wheelchair, and they buy TV trays, they cut off the legs and they put them against the wall and they're left on their own, which is really sad. This enables somebody to join the table at any time, no matter what size chair or wheelchair they're in. So it does address a lot of situations. So the enable table is what it's called, and you can have two of these on the 45-inch side, and you could have two on either side of the 36. And it gives you all the creativity you might need for having, but you know, typically in a dining room of 20 people, you may have 3 of these, but they're not all on the same table because not all the people who are in wheelchairs are friends. So this enables them to sit where they want and be accommodated. Okay, so this product is called the Desmond HT, high traffic. So one of our top selling products was the Desmond wood frame. And we have seen a drastic shift from wood frame chairs in dining rooms to everything being metal. Major reason, damages. They don't hold up to the disinfectants, they don't hold up to housekeeping practices, and joints break down, but they're really a high cost of ownership simply because abuse, motion, they're exposed to so much in the healthcare settings that any dents or ticks or knocks, even vacuums, can damage them. So we decided to knock off our Desmond chair and create a metal Desmond. As I mentioned earlier, with metal products, they do get harder to move and they are heavier for moving. So if you take a dining room chair, does it really matter if it starts off at 40 pounds or 50 pounds, because you are putting a body in it and then the staff have to move it? And how many staff have you met that have bad backs, bad shoulders, neck injuries, and it's from trying to move seating? So if I have to move it, you can see I'm struggling. What we have done is we found a solution, or created a solution, that I just have to tap this ever so lightly, and you can see I can move without any struggle or harm being created for my body to move this person into a seated position at the table. And if I have to get them out, the casters at the back also enable me to turn them very easily, so that now they could be accessing their wheelchair or their walker, but nobody in this process is subject to any injury whatsoever. So these are the types of solutions that we try to find, that we incorporate, so that the caregivers are being cared for as much as the patient